All right, guys. Hey there, Jocelyn in Phoenix, Arizona. And I was requested of a few of us were asked, and I'm taking it upon myself just because I've got some time today to record a video about the steps to take from enrollment conversation through, getting them their materials, setting them up for success, and then how do we convert them to share. And first, before I get into it, I want to say a couple things. One, find your system and stick with it. And I'm going to show you the system Isagenix created. I didn't recreate the wheel. It's not a Jocelyn Freeman thing. I follow the Isagenix system and keep doing that the same way. So my encouragement is, pick this, do it the same way, and it will be like second nature to you, and you will be able to see that you'll produce better results because you'll notice, I didn't do that one step that I normally do, and that, turned out this result. Oh, it's probably because I didn't really follow my system. So when you go to trainings and you hear other leaders say, oh, I do it this way, I do it that way, don't get squirreled and change your process. Keep your process because that's the way you're going to feel confident. That's the way you're going to deliver the message with confidence. And that's what people feel more than even feeling or hearing what you say. They can feel your energy. They really, really can. So that's where if you keep doing it the same way over and over, your energy will feel confident. It will feel at peace. You won't be like, should I say this? Should I not say this? You'll just be present with them and deliver it completely with the right energy. So that's my first step. And I'm going to go through, again, kind of my order of things with the checklist. But I want you to take notes on what's going to work for you. And it's not the same with every person. There are some differences in timing of when I bring things up, depending on, if someone's interested in sharing right away versus not interested in sharing right away. So just know to keep returning back to the checklist and trusting it, whether something happens over a day, a month, a year with someone, that everything happens with them. And again, number one thing is keeping your energy powerful, unattached, guys. You got to stay unattached to people, whether that's their sharing or their product experience. Staying unattached. People feel, if you're like, please stay on Isagenix forever, don't fall off auto ship, they feel the, please share, please share so you can go consultant. They can feel it, even if they can't articulate it. So you've got to stay unattached. That's my biggest suggestion before we even get into the how. So, and this is the thing, that we're tour guides, okay? So we are tour guides through their experience, and we're unattached. So I'm also going to refer to another video I had recorded, and I'm not going to redo that information, and that's the tour of the back office, how I tour people through their back office. I'm going to refer to that in a little bit, and I'm not going to redo those steps because I did that recording already. I want you to go back and watch that. So let's get started. Let me share my screen. Okay, so I made some notes here, and I've got the checklist. Like these notes, I'm basically just putting the order from which I do these steps. Okay, so let me go back to this. So when I'm enrolling them, okay, so they've already said yes, and I do the enrollment form. This is what I say right after. Okay, so I've gotten their flavors, and I celebrate that, and I'm like, yeah, chocolate, that's good, and vanilla. I'm having good, positive energy through the whole thing. And then here's how the steps beyond it go is, you can't deliver the rest of the communications like bland. Consider every part of talking to them, whether it's in the first enrollment conversation or future conversations. You're always generating enrollment, which is an energy. Enrollment is like an energy. It's like you're bringing possibility. You're bringing positivity. If you deliver the topic of auto ship to them with like, so you're going to get this thing about auto ship and da-da-da, they're going to be like, that sounds terrible. right? I don't want auto ship, but if you're like, let me tell you about auto ship, it's awesome. They're going to feel that. So consider every step of this, it's your responsibility to deliver it in a way that to them is like, yes, I just got the best thing ever. So this is what I say. I've gone through all the questions. You want chocolate, you want vanilla, here's your shipping address, the enrollment form, right? Simple. After that, this is what I say. Awesome. I'm going to put this order in for you. And now you're going to get 2 emails, one from Isagenix and one from me. And I say, the one from me, I need you to read before you, or when you get your box, before we talk, because I've got really great information in there and I want you to be set up for success. So can you do that? So some variation of that, guys. Say it in your words, but I'm, again, bringing good energy to it. I need you to read that email. It's really good information. It's going to set you up for success. Can you do that? Okay. Then I say, so that's right here. I need you to read this email. Right here is, I say, when you see the email from Isagenix, it's going to mention something called auto ship. And I don't want you to be worried about that, okay? Auto ship is awesome. I'm going to show you how to control it completely when we talk, when you get your box. You're going to know how to use it, how to move it, how to alter it. It's going to be in your control. Give them the warning that they're going to get that email about auto ship, because if you don't and they get the email about auto ship, they're going to text you and go, what's this auto ship thing? I don't want that, because they don't know what it is. Okay, they think that they're going to get like a shipment for the rest of their lives at the same product all the time. So you need to give them a warning that you're going to show them how to control it. The second thing here, second point, I say you're going to also see me add you to a private Facebook group if they're not already in it. And that's where you're going to see new recipes, motivational topics. I encourage you to pop in there once in a while and make comments and ask questions. So you've got to enroll them in the Facebook group. Otherwise, they're just going to have the energy of, man, another group, da-da-da. So encourage them to pop in there. This is the next thing, guys. When you have the enrollment conversation, and so these are not steps I'm making up. This is all, again, back in the interview. This is Google Isagenix new associate checklist. This is all in here. I'm just putting my order for this, okay? Because that's what people ask for, is what order do you do all this? So now the magic question, which is in here on the new associate checklist, here's where I think I've duplicated so much, okay? Because Erin and I now, we have about 1 in 2 or 1 in 3 people go consultant that we enroll. And I think this whole procedure, especially the back office tour I'm going to show you in a minute, is a huge part of it. But this magic question, the energy that you bring to it is so important. If you just say like, oh, so you can get rebates if you tell people about it, do you want to do that? They're going to be like, what? No, I don't even know what that means. No. So ask it how it's here in the new associate checklist, okay? So I ask it exactly this. I warn them. I say, hey, guess what? You are going to have people notice I'm bringing good energy. I'm not just like, hey, there's rebates available. Do you want them? No. Hey, people are going to notice your results. Like, I'm going to tell you without even trying, or you may be so excited you're sharing. And I want you to know that Isagenix has something really special. They are a completely word of mouth company. They do not have paid teammates that go out and share about Isagenix. It is people like you and I that believe in it, totally word of mouth. So I want you to know there's 3 options, okay? And then I say exactly this. Pass the contact. I didn't make it up. That's right there, guys. That's right there. That's exactly what I say to them. And I say, just so I can support you now, and this can change in the future, but just so I can support you right now at how you want things to go, where do you see yourself? 1, 2, or 3? So make it like, just so I can support you where you are now. Keep reiterating that it's their choice. You're unattached. It is this is what you say to everyone. If you're saying it with a weird energy, like you never do this, and it's a weird topic to bring rebates and income up, they'll feel that. But if you're like, this is what I say to everybody, and this is just what's available, they'll feel that unattached energy and they'll make the choice for themselves. Most people are going to say either I just want to focus on myself for now, or they'll say, I'm interested in getting my products paid for. less people say income right away. Like, so that's okay. And that's another topic to go into, but just know that most people will say that. But you know what? You don't get bummed. You don't not do the rest of these steps. You keep the energy high. I assume everyone's going to share. That's the energy I have, but I'm unattached. But I don't like get all bummed like, man, they don't want to share. You know, man, I'm not going to do the rest of the steps with them. I assume, because I've seen it, how many people end up sharing that don't even mean to. So keep the energy high, keep the energy unattached, keep assuming they're eventually gonna share. So I asked the magic question, okay? No matter what, I don't care if you just met this person or if you've known them 10 years. Magic, it is normal. It is, if you don't ask the question every time, you're making it not normal and you're making it weird. Just being honest, okay? So then I reiterate before we end the call. So we really need to talk when you get your box. So will you text me when you receive it? Okay. And if they say like, oh, I think I'll be able to figure it out, I'm good. I don't say, oh, okay. You know, mandatory, we are going to talk when they get their box, because these next steps, guys, are the biggest parts probably of what converts people to share and go consult and beyond, the next steps on the next call. So no matter what, I don't care if they say, oh, I'm probably going to be okay. I say, you know what, that's okay. I have to tell you a couple of things. Your energy, they'll feel your posture, okay? So note to the coach. The day that they text you that they receive their box, so let's say it's 3 or 4 days from now and it's shipped to them, and they're like, hey, I have my box. Make sure to clarify that they read the email before you talk. Because number one, that's posture. They're going to respect you. You don't want them to get on the phone, have never looked at anything, and then you have to walk them through the whole guide. It's going to take you about 45 minutes to an hour. That's not network marketing, okay? That is being a reproducer of product or of content that's already written for them. My conversations when they get their box are about 15 minutes because I do the back office tour. Boom. It's short and simple. This is how I did this when I was full-time still working, when I had so many things going on and I was able to build this kind of business, was because I had people know the next steps, guys. Like, I need you to read the email before we talk. Confirm it, okay? So right after the enrollment call, so this was a few days ahead when they get their box, but going back to right after the enrollment call, take 5 minutes to send them the welcome email, and that's a copy and paste thing once. If you don't have a welcome email made, ask your teammate, your sponsor, one of your coaches, like, hey, do you have a welcome email template? Or Isogenics has one, on isogenicsbusiness.com. They have a formatted one as well. It's simple. It gives a good, step-by-step explanation about IsoBody Challenge, things like that. So I copy and paste and put their username in there. That's it. I add them to Facebook if they aren't already in there, the Stronger Together groups. And then I make a note in my calendar to check on them in a few days in case they haven't texted you about the box. So this is where you've got to be accountable. Even though they said, yeah, I'll let you know when I get my box. Not all people do, and I don't rely on them. I put it in my calendar. I'm responsible because here's the thing. I want to set them up for success because I want them to be lifelong users, and I want them to share for themselves to get product paid for. And I know that this next conversation is most likely where that's going to happen, where that's going to solidify. So I'm accountable. Put in your calendar to remember when to check on them if they've gotten their box. Now we're at the point of when they have their box. And again, this is all in the new associate checklist. I just put it in an order. Okay. So, and it may be different for some people. If you haven't seen this, it makes this so simple to support people, guys. So simple. All of this content adds up to, like, all the steps, maybe under an hour. Some of them, like the most important ones, are under 30 minutes, guys. And it will support them in being lifelong users. Residual income, hello. You want is residual income worth 30 minutes of your time to set this person up for success? And it will duplicate. It's worth these steps, guys. So now they have their box and you're excited. You want to be like, yes, you have your box. Awesome. Okay. So here's the other thing that when I'm confirming they've read the email before we talk is I say, can you be at your computer when we talk? So I don't do the whole like, oh, can I call you when I'm driving home from work? Nope. I need you to be at your computer because you're going to give them the tour of the back office. This is going to save you time. It's going to save them time. It's going to set them up for success. So have you read the email? And let's talk tonight, but can you be at your computer? If they can't be at their computer, then you've got to set an additional time for that. So now you have to have 2 conversations, which is okay. And it happens sometimes. Like, I'm not going to say, oh, well, you can't be at your computer for 3 days, so I'm not going to talk to you for 3 days. Like, you get them started. You have a 5-minute conversation to get their product started, but then you mandatory set up the back office tour call because it's so important. Okay. So literally when I talk to them, when they have their box, assuming they're also at their computer, this is what I say. Do you have any questions from the guide? That's it. I don't go into, okay, so tomorrow start with your ionics. And then, no, they've read that in the guide. I literally only say, do you have any questions from the guide? Maybe 1 question, maybe 2 questions, under 5 minutes, guys. So now I go to, okay, so I want you to be really successful. Will you respond to my texts to see how you're doing? You've got to ask them that they will respond to you. You let them know communication is the only way I can guarantee your success. I don't want to chase you. And you're saying it with love. I'm light about it, but you've got to let them know you value your time. You want them to be successful and they can't disappear on you. And sure, maybe some still do. But if you come from the posture, a light energy, hey, I want you to be successful. Communication is key. Will you respond to me when I text you? Okay. They will say yes. And you can't force it. Some people won't, but you're doing your part. Tour of the back office. So I already did this video, and so you want to go to our Stronger Together YouTube page. I did a whole tour of the back office. That is probably, I'd say, 80% of the reason I think people have gone and shared that didn't even expect that they would share because of how I do the back office tour. So the back office tour is so key. Maybe under 15 minutes, guys. So that's why I want them at their computer. And either I'll just do the tour with them when they're on the phone, they're looking at the back office, I'm looking at the back office. What I prefer now is to use Zoom. Okay, so I use Zoom with them. We're doing it just like this. And I'm like, oh, hey, look at here's how you order, da-da-da. Okay, but that's how, especially the part when I explain auto ship and then how to enroll others is a huge reason of why I think that they go consultant and beyond. Okay, so please go watch that training. It's beyond huge. I can't even explain how much that has made a difference. I do that with everyone, and if I make it's mandatory. It's just I'm not like, oh, I'll tell them if they said they want to share from the first conversation. Even if they're like, no, not interested in sharing your business, I show them those steps no matter what. And I'll tell you what, about half of those people that said they want nothing to do with sharing end up enrolling people because of how I show them how simple it is to enroll people and the whole team aspect. So go watch that training. It's a game changer, guys. Then when I said bring energy to that tour, you can't be like, oh, and here's how you put in your order. There's no enrollment. You want to create it emotional. You want it to be energized. Again, keeping the enrollment alive. And then, okay. And then again, I touch base when I'm doing the back office tour, and you'll see this in that video. When I'm showing them how simple it is to enroll, I say, hey, since we talked last, are there people you want to invite to do this with you right away? Just ask again. Even if they said, no, I don't want to share, you just lightly ask again. You're not saying, hey, did you want to share? No, it's just, hey, just touching base since we talked. Were there people you thought of that you did want to share with? Totally light energy, unattached. Then let them know you'll touch base with them via text tomorrow to check on their first day. Depending on the energy, like if they're like, I'm just so excited, I need support, invite them to a local event for the culture. If they are a little bit seeming overwhelmed or maybe like hesitant, Like some people have that energy, like they're doing it, but they're like still like skeptical. Feel out if you think it's time to invite them to an event. Okay, I do offer it to most people, but if someone has a very like resistant energy, maybe wait a little bit till they're feeling the product difference. Okay, so that's the call when they've gotten their box. So it seems like I said a lot, but that call is 15, 20 minutes, including the back office tour, guys. It can be longer if they already know they want to share and they already want to, whether it's a few people or a lot of people. And I'll go into some points at the end of this if they do say that right away. But what I've said to you so far, I do no matter what, whether they said they want to or not. Okay, huge. We'll go into what you can do further if they did want to share. Now, around day 5 or day 7, after we've done a couple texting, their first few days to see how they're doing, ask any questions. Around 5 to 7 days, you do a touch base call. Guys, it's going to be under 10 minutes. This isn't going to take your whole world or your whole life. See if there's any changes that need to be made for their improvements. Celebrate many wins. Keep the celebration alive. Ask, has anybody or who's been noticing your results? Just ask that lightly. Again, if you ask everything lightly, they will not feel pressure. Pressure comes from if you are saying you must share. That's the only way pressure can be felt. If your energy is, hey, I'm just making sure I take care of you. Hey, I'm just making sure I ask good questions. Celebrate. So is there anyone that's been noticing your results? And then if they're like, yeah, actually this person, just saying, hey, do you think they'd want to try it with you? Light energy. If you have light energy, you can ask anything almost 1,000 times because you have light energy, okay? And you're just taking care of them. You're just checking in. Talk to them once a week during the first month just to keep the energy high, make sure they feel supported. These are conversations maybe 5, 10, 15 minutes, depending on if they're your friend, maybe longer, but just, people you don't know that well, they're not long, but doing these steps, you will potentially have a lifelong user. That's residual income, guys. Keep the energy high, light, unattached. I'm going to keep saying that. So that's literally my support for people. That's all in this new associate checklist. Just the order I do it. The 3-way call. I did want to address that because I didn't put that in my steps. So I do a 3-way call. The timing is different for everyone, okay? So I do prefer to do them with everybody right away. Product user, business builder, anything. Not everyone is willing to schedule the time. I make the back office tour. That's my number one priority. And my touching base with them. The 3-way call, I make it happen. It just may not be in their first week because you don't want to if they're just a product user, you don't want to or they think they're just a product user, overwhelm them. So make sure that their support and the back office tour is for sure in the first week. The 3-way call may be in the first 2 weeks, maybe in the first month, okay? But it happens. It's in the checklist. It happens. It just depends when. So these aren't they have to be in steps. It's really just about your energy and bringing up things repeatedly. Okay, so we went over referral management. The ISA body challenge that I bring up in the back office tour, you're going to see that when you watch that recording again. And then this as well, that's in the back office tour. Okay, so those are all of the steps. Guys, under 40 minutes, everything. Enrollment call, follow-up call. It's simple, guys. Just do it the same way over and over. Okay, now people ask, well, if they are interested in sharing and or building the business, which is different, guys, it's different. If they want to share, don't impose your energy of them wanting to build a business on them. Celebrate that they want to share with even 1 or 2 people. That is a celebration. So ask, clarify, when you say you want to share, are you thinking really, your friends and family, or do you want me to coach you on really building a team and building this into a larger income? Find out from them. Ask them how fast they want to go. So what I say to somebody when they're like, yeah, I want to share, I want to pay off my debt, I want to build the business. I clarify what that means so that I don't overdo it. I don't bombard them. I say, what does that mean to you? What kind of, what do you envision? And then ask them how fast they want to go. And that is going to happen a lot when you do the, beyond the new associate checklist, there's an interview, and this is the wealth goals. So this I do if they said, yes, I want to share and or build more of an income from it. We go through this, and that helps you do the clarification. That's when I'd use that tool, okay? Stay unattached. Your energy is so important. Tell them the first goal is to go consultant. And what that means, they're like, I don't know what consultant means. Like, hey, the first goal is to really share with 2 people. Who are they going to be? Okay? And you're showing them that in their back office again in that tour. Do I have permission to coach you through the first steps in supporting your team members? And that's important because that's what's going to have powerful duplication. If they don't go and do these steps with their people that they enroll, it may end, okay? It won't duplicate down. So you want to ask, can I support you in taking care of your first few team members and all the steps, so that when they're like, oh, I'm enrolling someone, you can make sure to be like, okay, you're texting with them. Okay, awesome. So remember the first few steps. You want to send them a welcome email. You want to do a back office tour with them. And you may be on that with them the first few times. But then they're like, oh yeah, okay, good. Thanks for the reminder. They're going to learn that themselves after 3, 4, 5 people they've enrolled. But don't assume they're going to do it when they're just starting to share. Okay, so do I have permission to coach you through supporting your team members? Tell them the steps. That's going to be part of your coaching. That's a lot done via text message. I do that a lot with people via text. Schedule the next call with them. So if they want to share bigger, they're not just like, oh, I just want to tell my mom and sister. If they're just like, I just want to tell my mom and sister, you can do a lot through text and, touch base with them every week when they're doing their product call. But if they're like wanting to build, right, really share, schedule the next call with them. Be a responsible coach, or if you don't feel you can coach them, connect them to your sponsor or a teammate who has the capacity to do that. That's why we're on a team. So if you don't have the time to coach them to the income that they want, connect them to a team member that can. So you want to schedule that next call. Don't just be like, oh, okay, cool. Go take care of things. Good. Go have fun sharing. Get to executive. I now, and I'm getting better at this hasn't always been my perfection, so we're always growing, I'm growing, is when they want to do it, want to build, and they say they want to go fast, I'm saying we need to talk 2-3 times a week minimum. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, not long, but just how's it going talking to this person? That's a whole other conversation, taking them bigger. I would work with your sponsor on that for the first few people you're coaching through building a business, because until you've done it, how can you coach someone to do that? So you may need to involve a third party in that as well. And that's okay. That's what this is. That's what's beautiful about network marketing. Okay, so don't ever do the, oh, let's touch base and find when we have time. If they wanted to build, be serious with them. Okay, you want to build? That doesn't work for me to just touch base. And find a time. We need to schedule a time. You're being a responsible coach. Tell them about isogenicsbusiness.com. Tell them, hey, this is going to be your resource. This is where you're going to find so many documents. And for our next conversation, will you fill out the 90-day game plan, the first 3 steps? That's what I do, right? So then when we do talk the next time, they've done their why, at least started it, and I can go deeper with them. And then they've gone through starting to make their list and everything. So you're pointing them to the next steps. Not overwhelmed, just steps. Okay, let's start talking about 5 people, just really steps. But again, involve your coach in coaching business builders, for the first few times. You're not alone. That's what's beautiful about this. So I hope that this has been helpful. Remember the new associate checklist. You can either Google it, Isogenics new associate checklist, or it's on isogenicsbusiness.com. I did everything in there. I just inserted maybe the exact language I say, but make it your language. Say it how it's natural to you, but bring good energy to every step, and do it the same way every time. So even when I'm on vacation or on a trip or out of my normal routine, when I'm supporting new people, it's simple for me. It's not distracting me because I know, oh, okay, I'm just having my 15-minute call with them to make sure they're good. And I just have it memorized now. And so I still go to the checklist, but because I've been doing it the same way and not deviating because someone else says that they do it a cool way that sounds good, I keep doing my way. It's easier for me. They feel the confidence. So that's my biggest suggestion. Put it in your language, put it in steps that work for you. But I highly encourage you, use the posture of having them read their resources before you talk to them. Do the back office tour no matter what, guys. I don't care if the person's like, I have absolutely no interest in sharing. I don't care if they say that. You've got to do the tour fully. So watch that video. I hope this has been helpful. I'm going to stop sharing here. Please post any questions. This, again, is just my way. You'll hear other leaders say they do it different ways, but hopefully they're all returning to the new associate checklist because that's what's duplicatable. That's what Isagenix has created. So my way, if you found a way that's working for you and it's duplicating, keep doing it. Because again, don't change everything you do. But if you haven't found a rhythm or you feel stressed about it or like it's not duplicating, maybe see if some of what I said works for you. But mostly write down your way, do it over and over and over again, and then it'll become natural. You guys rock. Just be great tour guides, be unattached, have great energy. People can feel your energy more than anything. Have a wonderful day, guys.